Chapter 10 All Out War at the Temple of Sudimatria. It begins as the war between the old guard and the new was underway. As Anna was killed by Zero Obilon, Hydra Sean, his son, had no time to mourn for his father. He had to quickly take leadership of the clan and lead them to a war against his father's killers. This was how he would mourn for his great father. Not everyone was at the temple, as some in Bilderon stayed in case the worst happened. That way, they would hopefully make peace with the victor, given how small the size was. This included the Purple Dragon, the Android X-15, the entire Calboni Bilderon, as someone would have to fill the mantle, which included Master Rev's 19-year-old granddaughter, Rashada, who looks to be the strongest fighter in the universe, and the General of Carboni, 48-year-old Skeptor, and 38-year-old Polar, who can transform her size at will, and she admires Hakari very much. Ayumi and her guards also stayed behind, as Ayumi didn't fight anymore after the Great War. Her close friends, however, wish that they were there. Ida, 33, a proud follower of the Urka clan. I wish I could be there right now, fighting those punks that escaped us back then. What did they do? What did they do to my family too? And what they did to my family too? Asuke, 39, magic card fighter under Ayumi Urka. Relax, Ida. This is for the best. Who is to say that the enemy might attack us here while our main forces is away? Estelle, 49, the closest officer and friend to Ayumi, as she was with her since the early days of her life. Ayumi is counting on us to keep us safe. We must be on our guard at all times. Besides, the young lady Hakari and her close friends, too, keep her safe. So well. Everyone agreed as the battle raged on at the temple on the other side of the universe. The Oberon clan had no idea Father Zero was alive, and so they could not understand why there was a fight going on in Sudi. Kenneth Oberon, 60, the head strategist, wanted them to remain put and to wait it out, since his niece, Shia Oberon, the head of the clan, and wanted to do more than just sit back and do nothing. So she went behind one uncle's back and went towards another. She went to Mizani Oberon, 55, the head of the army, and Shia's younger uncle, to give in to his fighting spirit and go see what was going on at Sudi. Shia, so we have a pact. Mizani, yeah, with my private ship, I'll go see what's up over there. I have been itching for a fight for years. Shia, yes, I instructed Ego, 45, a giant android who wields a sword and helps the Oberon, to go with you as a backup in case things got messy. Mizani, well, I don't need it, but I won't refuse it. Well, I'm out. As Mizani and Ego went on their spying trip unannounced to Kenneth, Shia hoped that she wasn't making a mistake that would doom their clan. Shia, hoping, I pray we get more out of this than news. Forgive me, grandfather, for disobeying you. The temple of Sudimatria was called to be the best in the universe will ever known, and Lucius helped build it. It was made of pure gold, more gold than one can think of. It looked like something that was meant for the golden city of Anjosika, but much deeper than that. The temple stood over 1,000 feet tall. Its circumference was over 15 miles in diameter. It was an enormous place. The inside had many floating floors that connected to each other, going in different directions. These floors were octagon shaped and were so large that a fleet of 100 giant heavy tanks could hold on to one in midair and still have room for soldiers. The walls flowed with gold lava and pictures of all the past Sudi and Baha warriors from all time and space, including Baha Sudi's sons. This was to ensure that the temple indeed was seen as a place of worship, as well as for battle. Heavy laser guns were seen on the high walls and pillars to fire upon foes. The outside of the temple was beautiful, as it had a garden of colorful flowers and stretched out for miles. The door to the temple was so large that a 3-story building could walk inside no problem. It was a place of true beauty. Still, the side that made this marvel was against Sanjosika and all it stood for, and had to be stopped. The battle. Jet fighting planes flew high inside the temple as the battle was joined, and all sides were fighting to the death. Sudi's personal guard were very strong as they were on the front lines. Bashar, Chaldeans, Composition, Kadina, Baha, Jedi, Tactor, and Askaloskan all joined Sudi in the final fight for their victory over Anjosika. Natasha led the Anjosika Empire from the front as they fought the turncoats Colossicans. Natasha, why? Why, Alani? Why do you hate me so? But you would turn on us like this. Alani M. Alana M. Not Alani, Alana M. Why? You ask why? Lady Sassa was to be the one to rule all the universes, and not you. Those old traitors who had joined you needed to die. I just had a little push from Master Obilong. Now they are dead, and now you too shall die. Natasha, you cur! Charges at her with a sword and begins to fight. Also, Sonoma was fighting Focal Smith. Focal, it seems a new empire is about to be born. You still have a chance to switch sides and save your own skin. Sonoma, to hell with you. I will never turn my back on my family and friends. Fires his thumb for guns at Smith. Tower 4 fights Basil Evie. Tower 4, it seems you Lord never changed. Basil, change and be a part of a Josical? I prefer death. Tower 4, then let me give it to you then. Goes to cut him up with her sword. Bray and Ella fight Kenneth together. Bray, kinda big, eh, fellow? Kenneth, I have grown to be the strongest I could ever be to slay you all. Ella, so you got big and strong to kill? Sadly, what a shame. And here I thought you enjoyed my healthy meals. Akshay fights Perm Disco. Perm, aren't you a little old to be fighting? Akshay, aren't you a little stupid to rebel against us? My age matters not. For my friends, I'll fight, even if I'm 1,000 years old. Trey fights Ivan. Ivan, what's a Kachu like you doing fighting for the Risi? Trey, I don't see a rule book that I can't. Ivan, I guess you're right. Ara goes after Polo. Ara, you false prophet. I cannot allow your evil teachings to go any further. I will rain down God's judgment upon you. Polo, false? Have you not seen the splendor and majesty of this place? The power of the Sudi is divine, and I shall prove it. Ara, annoyed. Man built this place, you dope. No matter. You are an enemy, but shall be cut down now. Then Ara used his might to throw one of the floors at Polo. Polo ducked for cover, and then Ara teleported in front of Polo and fired a holy arrow at him with his crossbow. Ara, holy crossbow attack, shoots around the dark heart. And Polo's dark heart. With Polo falling to his death, Ara declared victory over another false god. Ara, all glory to the Most High God. Now the Now they aid the others. Natasha used her small hidden guns to blow the brains of Alana, and Sonoma did the same with Focal, with his tonfa guns. Natasha sadly, I just wish we could have made peace with them, Bestie. Sonoma holds her. I know, but we offered it to them, and they rejected it. There was nothing else we could have done. They then went to fight more enemies inside the temple. Talfa was able to best Basil, as her drive to protect Natasha gave her almost godlike strength. Akachi, in his old age, had become a master fighter and schooled Perm to the afterlife. Trey did well in his first battle as he was successful in cutting down the veteran Ivan. Ella, running and shooting at the giant Kenneth. Die, die, die! Kenneth gives chase. That tickles, miss. Come, let me give you a real pain. Bray, hiding in the giant's back to place bombs. I'll teach you to mess with my wife. Jumps off to detonate the bombs. Kenneth falls on his face in pain. Boom, boom, boom. Damn it. Dies right there. Ella runs to her husband to hug him. We did it, baby. Kisses him. Bray, we are not done yet. Let us help. Let us help out the others. Ella, yeah. And then we can make little Darius king. Elsewhere, Imani was fighting info. Imani. So, this is where you jetted off to. I thought you went to make peace with God or something. Info. There will be no peace until I have claimed your head and Sharon half-breed. And Sharon. Imani. Hey, what's with all the hate? You know that Fash and Dinka are on our side, right? There's no need for this. Info. Once I'm done with you, I'll deal with them too. I have a wife of yours. Imani. Oh, now you want to get personal. Well, you asked for it. Dodani takes on Dana. Dodani, a doctor and a thief fighting. This war is a strange one. Dana, are you sure you're even a doctor? Because I don't see it. Angelo versus Jay. Jay, I waited 18 years for this fight. Angelo, I almost forgot about you, Jay. Don't worry, King Ace will be happy to see you again. Jay, not if he sees you first. Angelo, all of Cardino will be mine once you're dead. Come at me, punk. Thurston, Sophia, and Zane fight off Sudi troops. Zane, I could dance all day. Yeah! Sophia, look, Thurston, our Lord is fighting Jay. Thurston, Jay still being alive is a failure for us. Let us work to secure a path for Lord Angelo together. Sophia and Zane. Yeah! Angelo's clone fights Gorm. Gorm, wait. How are you fighting me and Jay at the same time? Clone, die. Gorm, not much of a talker, are you? While all this and more was going on, Solus was fighting with his space units against the Master City warships that surrounded the planet. Solus, can't let these guys leave this galaxy. Fires the sun's heat at them. I will burn you all with every sun in this galaxy. Even if I overdo things here, I will be glad to die, fight alongside Ira and Summer once more. Quickly zooms through the enemy fleet and destroys all the ships with his power, as even more ships appear. For Androsaka! Info blasts fireballs on Imani as he blocked them with his force shield. Then Imani fired back and sent Info running. Imani gives chase and hit an ambush. Imani defeated the Boshor goons and Info then tried to jump him. Imani ducked and did a leg sweep, which caused Info to trip and fall to his doom. Imani then looked down and said, "Later, player." Dr. Annie used poison needles on Dana's neck to kill her. Despite Jay's fit physique, Angelo used his quick sword moves to slay the last Guardian detractor. Jay, how could I lose to you? He dies. Angelo, How could you think you had a chance at me? All of Condino. All hail Lord Angelo. Angelo, full of pride. Yes, man. Now let us take Sudimatria as our own. Dotata. Well done, my lord. Now to find who I'm looking for. Sanfan, with me. Sanfan, Roger, clone, enemy defeated. Says calm. Vash and Dinka versus Marshy and Marvin. Marshy, we don't want to fight. We give up. Marvin, yeah, we are not fighters. We are calm men. Vash, oh man, here I thought we was going to have fun. Dinka, well we won. Let's tie him up and help the rest of our friends. Sasama versus Horatio. Horatio, I could see that you love to fight. Now you get the honor of fighting Horatio and his cool mechs. Sasama, cool mechs? Only Solus is cool, and I don't even like that guy. Feel this. So someone speed past all of Horatio's pile mechs with his hair cutters and cuts them all down to pieces. Horatio falling to his knees. Uh, did, did, my Max. So someone, give up now. You are not worthy of my true power. Horatio on his knees. I give up. Justin and Frick go at it. And upon the floor of the tower, there Justin used his twin axes to slice the arms of Frick, and then does a quick spin to cut off his head. Then he moves without saying a word to the next to fight more foes. Orion and Paul fought one more time, and this time it was hand to hand combat. Orion placed all his anger on Paul, as he was pissed that so many of his old lord's enemies were still alive. Paul knew he was outmatched, and so he tried to flee, but to no avail as Orion jumped on Paul's back and broke his neck. Amanda fights Syria. Amanda, there you are, Syria. Ready to part with your head? Syria, I always knew you would grow up to be a bitch, Amanda. Amanda, come and do something about it then. Ka fights off Max. The powerful warrior and leader of the Penta, Ka was hacking and slashing his foes when a group of Baal Max surrounded him. Ka then was unmoved by this as he had his trump card in his deck. Ka, now feel this. Then he transformed into a giant, powerful alien monster with a blaster. He fired upon the Max and any other enemy he saw. Ka had grown strong. Bertha noticed this and said, well done, Master Ka. I'm glad you are on our side. Smith, that's an old ally Ka. Why does he have to be our enemy now? The Celton Builder was led by Amanda. She brought some of her forces to fight. They were Skylar Jr., Skylar Sr. 59, and his son Skylar Jr. 39. They all once served under life back in Builderon universe during the Great War, but now they fight for the Cian Urker clan. Skylar Sr. and Ashwood Mobis. Skylar Sr. There you are, Ashwood. I miss being on the battlefield with you. Ashwood, we were on the same side then, old man. Get away from me. Skylar Jr. and Poya Mosbit. Skylar Jr. Hey, if you be my girlfriend, I'll spare ya. Pora. Ew, get away from me. I want nothing to do with you Celtons anymore. Taro and Smith fight. Smith, you got lots of power now, huh, outsider? Taro, you still call me fat after 18 long years, Smith? Can you come up with something new? Smith, I'll kill you. You ruined everything. We should have never taken you and that cat guy in. Say, where is he? Taro. Smith, so I see. I'll make sure to send you to him in hell. The live sound droids also finding as well. They slew many of the enemies and provided cover fire for the Androskan troops. As the war began to get hotter, some of Androska started to turn to the enemy. Mystic, it's time. Jazaro nods. Then, without warning, they jumped to where Angelo's clone was and stabbed him in the back and killed him. Clone, why? I. Jazaro, now Baha shall return to our master's side. We are joining Baha's Sudi's men. Then some of the Baha Bankron troops turned on Androsika, and all hell broke loose on Androsika's side. On Angelo's side, Baha Sudi, do as you will. Ha! Natasha, what? Sophia, we must stop these fools before they get our lord. Zane, forward! Ira, wait. I'm fighting Baha Bankron now? What's going on? Angelo, you fools! Then Cesaro used his spear to slay both Zane and Thurston in one go. Thurston, my lord Angelo, please stay safe and rule. Dies. Zane, the party's over. Sanfan, the rest is up to you. Dies. Sanfan, bitter. Zane, no! Next, Miss Missing used her sword blade to kill Sophia as she held her dead husband in her arms. Sophia, oh, my lord, forgive my weakness. Dies holding her husband. Angelo was so full of despair that he couldn't move as he watched his closest allies die in front of him. Then he went on his knees and yelled so loud that half the people in the temple could hear him. Zoro, now while he's down, come, Miss Mystic, victory is almost ours. Just then, the other Kandian officers went to intercept them. Roki dashed in front of Mystic and hit her sword out of her hand. When Paula came up from behind and impaled Mystic with her sword, which killed her. Next, Valentine stopped Cesaro, and the two of them dueled. Valentine was determined to avenge his fallen allies, who he knew for so long, and to protect Angelo at all costs. Valentine, now you die, impales Cesaro. Cesaro, ugh. At least we were able to make him feel the same pain we felt. Then Valentine took his blade out of Cesaro as he fell lifeless. The three Cardinal who protected Angelo went to surround him and shield him. Angelo's mind was now gone. With the Baja generals dead, the Baja Bankron troops were unsure what to do, so they left the battle altogether. Albino Justice. During the confusion, the Albino had finally made it to Sudimatria Temple. Here is where their justice would be felt upon Closetu. The Closetu were all on one floor, away from the other forces, fighting as they were clueless about what Akari was doing. Akari. Laura, Bethel, watch my back. I never made fog before, and so I need to stay focused. Bethel, you got it, girl. Laura, so this is the start of your rise to power. I'm glad to have been a part of history. Dahlia, what is this fog coming from? Just when the Albino burst into the scene and started to take down the entire Closetu force themselves. Marco fights Hodge. So, you're still alive and join the Sudi like the rest, huh? Don't think you can beat me. Marco, I am loyal only to Albino. I did not come to fight for Sudi, but to kill you. Hodge, wait. So you bust into the middle of a war for your own personal gain? That's wild, man. The call box attacked Utaka running. Help me! I can't see where I'm going. The bond fenced around her and opened fire. She dropped dead. Virgil fights Mookie. Virgil, for my mother and father, I will kill you on their behalf. Mookie, who the hell are you? Wait, who is your mother and father? Then Virgil moved like a snake in the fog, cutting Mookie left and right. She did not know that the blade was poisoned. Milky, I feel so weak. Drops on the floor. Who are you? Virgil, I am the Viper of Albino. That's all you need to know in the next life. Slits her throat. Maximilian and Dahlia fight. Dahlia, you are a skilled fighter. Who are you? Maximilian, I am Maximilian Albino. Maximilian Albino, the fourth generation of Albino leaders. You killed my father Impu, you whore! Now feel my justice. And he moves his fist like the wind, and Dahlia was made into a bloody mess. Dahlia, please, mercy! Maximilian, let me think. Nope. Gets her in the head to kill her. We have done it, man. Let's go, as a part of the deal with Akari. Akari, yes, please, go already. I can't keep this up forever. Then the fog disappeared and revealed their closer. No one survived. Akari and her friends then went on to fight Sudi, as though nothing happened. Justin saw that the closer were all dead and blamed the Sudi for it. Justin, damn it all! I'll avenge you all! As he went on a rampage, the Albino were long gone out of Sudi. The battle reaches climax. Dotetta and Zanfan overcame their sadness over the loss of their friends and worked their way into finding and capturing Colin and Lucius. Lucius begged for their lives, but Etta assured them as long as they did what he said, they would live. It was at this time that Mizani and Ergo arrived at the battle. Mizani, what a mess! I love it. Let's go. Ergo, right. Then the two of them came up to their old foe, Singo, who was fighting. Singo, so you have come to join your father in war once more, huh? I'll make him pay for killing Zano. Mizani, what was that? The old man's alive? And he killed Zano? Why hasn't he come to visit? Singo, wait, you mean you guys don't know? So why are you even here? Ego, to see what's going on. Singo, what a dumb reason. I expect nothing more from a dummy of the family. Mizani, hey, I'm no dummy. Feel my muscle. And Mizani swung his heavy spear at Singo, and he fell to his death. Mizani, that was fun. I wonder what more I could do here. Old man, I'm coming to see you. Israel, far away. That foolish girl. I told him to keep them boys back. Rufus, get Mizani out of here. Rufus, yes, sir. Reinstrom was fighting the fire fleet, Ignis. He used his blade to form a barrier around him to protect him against the flames. Then he moved to destroy the fire spinning bots that were in the way. Then Ignis and Reen fought. Next, Janetta confronted Rico in battle. The two of them squared off and began to fight. As they did, the Allen girls then turned on the Jedi and began to fight the Sudi army. Rika was stunned that Janetta had moles in her forces, as she then figured out that Janetta herself was the third girl who left. Rika went for the killing blow, but Janetta countered and pointed Renika's blade back at her and into her guts. This killed her, and that was that. Horatio, they were an enemy all along? Forgive me, Rico. Gui was fighting Kali of Baja. As Vera, now free from Jedi, went to end her foe, Kuro. Kuro was in no mood to fight her, so he speeded off. Brave then chips Kuro down so Vera could catch him and laid down one of her powerful punches on him. She broke the floor beneath him, as Vera was just that strong. She then managed to save Bray. As the two of them continued to fight, Patrice wasn't going to be left out, as she cornered Martinez and finished him with her pistol. Rufus then caught up to Mizani and Egro and told them that he would go with them as they flee. The two men then listened, as they didn't want to be in Aziro's way. Now, with them gone, Israel could finally let loose. Israel, you and Baal versus Arturo, Abteron, and Amphi. Israel, this is this the reject hour or something? Look at this. Arturo rapping Strawn now? We are nothing without Sana. Arturo, you pay. Rushes at him with his special blade. Arturo, you, I'll make, I'll make you on, stay in the on around this time. You, raise his sword. Come at me. We were never close, so I have no problems cutting you down. Baha, my power is too much for you, boy. Your mother was so much for me back then. What makes you think you can end me? Anfi, I just have to try. Goes after him. Well, they fought. Dan and Brian fought, but Brian would survive this encounter. Also, C2N fought Fumble, but was unable to get the job done. Alflon easily ended Aaron's life, as he should have stayed in prison. Fernand managed, however, to crush Anglo Silvermax with him inside it, not to be outdone by the girls. The only male Allen in the battle, Silvano, fought King Baltazar. Silvano trained hard and long for years for a fight like this. Baltazar was impressed by how strong the Allen family was, and he knew that the G die was truly finished. The event was cut off guard, and then Silvano slew him, and that was that. The three would-be challengers, Arteron, and Amphi, bailed before they could be killed by their overpowered foes. But John Khan was not bailing, as he had to prove to Tero that he had what it took to be on the battlefield. So he went after Boss Sudi's number two, Be Moral. Moral was impressed by John Khan's skill and wondered why he just started fighting now. Then John used his inner will and showed him why. He was uncontrollable. After he killed Be Moral, John rested to regain his composure. Iola wanted to pave the way forward for the next generation of Bilderan, and to kill Sismas. She was the right hand and the brains behind Bahasudi. It was her idea for Baha to do what he's doing now. Iola cut down the battle, very sin, and the Sultan were on the roll. Not to be outdone, Tuski, 36, a former Lagoon officer who joined his fellow Sultan after the Great War, was now ready to prove his own worth. He fought hard and long, even against some of his former Lagoon allies. Tuski was not a part of the Sultan, was now a part of the Sultan, and he was here to stay. As Yu Ado Amon was cutting down his foes, a young challenger arrived. Hydrant, Shron, Yu Adoma, face the son of Zana. You. Oh, so he had a son. That explains why he threw his life away like that. Come, I will reunite you with your father. As Yu was coming towards Hydrant, the lad stood still, as he was sure of a win. Then for warning, explosives went off in front of you, and he was sent flying out of the temple. Hydrant, with a smirk on his face. Now that's how I fight. Janetta, I thought I had to deal with him, but I see the kid's got some skills. Then the generation of Noma came to follow up on Hydrant's success by going after Obilong and Sudi. Viv, we are the generation of Noma. We will not back down from any fight. Pascal, you're dead now, but you have to face us. Is there a generation of Noma? That went stale right after the Great War. You fools have no value left. Baha, Let me handle this, friend. Baha Sudi then lifted up his hands in front of him in midair and filled them up with raw power. Then he dashed at Viv and Pesca and grabbed both of their faces before slamming them both to the ground. Next, Zero fired his big round at Dara, and the Generation Noma was defeated. Baha, what a waste. I'm going to the top to meet real foes. Flies away. Zero, what leaves the Emperor for me? Excellent. While these two monsters were on the move, Hikari and her crew were going after Ba'asudi. Thomas, we must hurry. He's getting away. Law, once we got him down, I'll be strong enough to ensure Hikari's dreams come true. Bethel, well, I think he would have to wait. Look there. Then a tall, dark, and powerful stone warrior appeared in front of them. Hikari could feel that something was off about this stone warrior, as she could somehow see a demonic spirit that escaped Utopia within. Hikari, this is who we are fighting. Baha is no longer our target. Laura, you're kidding. Bethel, I understand. It would take everything we have to take this monster down. Thomas, there should be more stone warriors here. Did this one kill them all? Why? Akari, it's a demoniac. That's why. Walks towards it with both blades fully charged. I will become a double prime by the end of this. Inside of mine, wait for me, Darius. Do well over there. Thomas used his might to distract the monster. Therefore, give hard licks to it with her giant rod. Laura used her swordplay, that she learned from the late Zen Orange himself, to cut the stone warrior. Lastly, Hikari jumped high into the air and summoned all the lightning that she could. Then she like moved like the sun, moved like the same, down, which brought a mighty explosion with it. This blast sent the group all the way down to the base of the temple, but they were all okay as the stone wall was destroyed. However, Akari alone saw the demoniac spirit escaped. She and her mates felt stronger as they had beaten the demoniac. Akari knew that the demoniac was no ordinary one, and so she looked forward to their next encounter. As for the Builderon youth, all went out on the demoniac stone warrior. Natasha Sonoma confronted Izuru. Izuru, finally, I found you, my prey. Lifts up his hand towards heaven. Now the new age of Bahasuri is at hand. Prepare yourselves. Readies his gun. Sonoma, new age? Foolishness! You were behind all of our trouble this entire time. You evil old man. This universe will never belong to you. Natasha, I might not have known you personally at all, but you threatened Anjosika, my family, my friends, and my allies. With the last bit of strength I have left, I shall personally drag you to hell, Obilon. The two lovers went head on to Zero as he returned the same energy. The battle was huge. They fought like demons on the battlefield. Bullets were flying everywhere from these three shooters. No one on either side got close to them. Then Sonoma let out all of his strength in his toughest and fired all the rounds he had left at Zero to give Natasha an opening. Zero blocked them all and saw that Sonoma was open for him to take a shot at him. Then out of nowhere, Natasha jumped at Zero to perform her favorite move, exploding head scissors. Here she had her legs crossed around Zero's neck. Then using all the rounds in her two small guns that were she keeps around her ankles, she will make an explosion as she brought her legs together. It was enough to bring Zero to the edge, as he was now on death's door. Then Natasha fired one last round at him, and Zero was finally, at last, done. Zero Obilon. So I lost to a better marksman. Falls to his death. Sonoma runs and hugs Natasha. We did it. We got no energy left. It's up to our son now. Natasha, the last of my prime powers are gone trying to kill that guy. He was strong indeed. Darius. She looks up as Darius and his crew race to the top of the tower uh, towards Bar Sudi. My son, the rest is up to you. Natasha then falls out in Sonoma's arms as he, Bray, and Ella escort her out of the temple. The fate of the entire universe now was in the hands of the protector, Darius the Floor. Darius the Floor versus Bar Sudi. Then the crew of Shane slicing and dicing his way through the enemy. Darling using her bare hands to throw the enemies left and right. Anani firing all at all foes with perfect accuracy from mid-air, land, and everywhere. And Darius, using his spear to cut through the enemy, climbed all the way to the top of the tower. Where they found the biggest flaw of all, and Baha Sudi standing at the center. Shane, once we are done with this guy, Darius, you and I will settle the score. Darius, if you remember about this, Amani, you two can't be at it at a time like this. Darling, it's a big body himself. Quick, bro, say something to work. You work. Baha, I will go first. Becoming a prime was a good move, Darius. I have heard about all of your good deeds in the past. Now it's time for you to come to bow before the father of your founder. When Baha went to try to take Darius's mind, for you see, he was part Sumatran on his father's side of the family. Baha knew this, and so he wanted to do what the great power couldn't, that was to control the law. But Darius had his family and friends and his will with him that would not allow that to happen. So he broke free from his control. Baha, impressive son of the floor. But there is always another. Then Baha went after Angelo, who was a Chaldean and who was still in shock by his losses. Angelo was teleported by Baha's side to Baha's side, completely under his spell. Controlled Angelo. Come at me, you worms, for I crave only power. Shane. S.O.P. Alani. Master Angelo, I can't fight you. As tears run down her face. Darling, bro, what are we going to do? Darius, we must fight. Alani dried those tears. Uncle is testing us, and he needs us. Come, let's give them all we got. Yeah. Baha. Well now, this is going to be fun. The epic final battle had started as Shane and Darling held Angelo at bay, while Alani and Darius went after Baha. They split up because both Alani and Darius had close ties to Angelo, and fighting him was out of the question. Baha Sudi used his raw power to push back Alani's blast, while at the same time making his Pendulous sword appear and disappear at will to fight Darius and his Infinity Spear. Baha then growled Alani for the same attack that he did to the generation of Noma. Darius then dashed and almost cut Baha as he was forced to let Alani go. Darius, are you okay? Alani, yes. Thanks. Let's get him. They went back at him again as he met them hit for hit. As for Darling and Shane, they had their hands full with the controlled Angelo. He moved too fast with his deadly blaze for Darling to catch him. Shane then thought of a plan. Shane, I'll stand still. I take all his hits long enough for you to grab him, so I can attack him. Darling, freaked. Are you mad, man? This is no joke. He could kill you. Shane, I know, but if I don't make it, tell Alani I love her, and tell Darius he was the better man. Darling knew that he was serious, as he would never admit that Darius was a better man than he. She backed off and let him do his thing. Then controlled Angelo went after Shane with a volley of attacks. Everyone watched in amazement at how, despite being bloodied, Shane stood his ground and took all the hits. Law in awe. I I don't believe what I'm seeing. He is that brave? Then Donald grabbed control Angelo and suplexed him. Then she lifts him back for Shane to attack, which knocks Angelo back to normal. Then the Cardinal took Angelo away, and the battle once again was 4-1. Darius, attacking with all he has with his spear at Bahasudi. It ends here! And Joseph blast! After the attack, Baha fell on his back for the first time during the entire war. Everyone cheered as they thought it was over, but Darius saw Baha get up to attack Alani, so he went to block it with his spear. Then Baha used the pendulum sword to cut the spear in two. Then he let out a mighty burst of energy, which set all four heroes back. All four of them were now down for the count. The girls were out cold and Shane was too bloody to fight anymore. Only Darius was able to get back up, but without a weapon to fight, how could he beat this monster? Hikari had seen enough and was about to go to save her friend. But before she could, she felt something from Darius that she never felt before. A new, almost godlike energy. So she stayed back and watched what would happen. Then Shane, feeling the same energy, same thing Hikari was felt, used his last bit of strength to tell Darius before he burst out. Kick his ass, Darius. He passes out. The Emperor Sword. Then, out of nowhere, a powerful, never before seen sword of immense power came into Darius' hands. It made the Pendra sword look like a peon weapon. The sword had a powerful blue aura all around the blade. The handle was pure gold. Gold so pure, the temple's gold looked like bricks in comparison. Darius' appearance had changed as well. He was now fresh, and all of his injuries were gone. His skin now was a perfect tan, and his hair was brown with perfect curls. Akari couldn't believe that he was the same Darius from before. She had a crush on him before. And then, now, she was in love with him. Akari, oh my, oh my. My Darius, oh, how can I ever face a man like you in battle? No, snap out of it, Akari. Could, could this be love? While Akari felt love, Baha was in sheer fear. What kind of monster did he unleash upon the universe? Baha, how could this be, boy? Darius, this is what happens when you mess with the people I care about. Here you will see the power of the second generation Prime, fused with even more Prime power. Yeah! Darius had let out so much targeted power that it knocked out all the remaining foes in the temple and destroyed all the weapons and ships. Only Baha stood as all of his power from the holy water was now gone. He had no choice but to become a Prime on his own. Baha, Prime power! A mighty burst of power came from him, which turned him into a Prime too. For my late children, my friends, and army, I will destroy the last of the floor air. He flies to Darius. Darius, so you know that much. Good, but you should have become a Prime much sooner. You are nothing but a joke to me now and my power. Then Darius just held up his sword and moved past the oncoming Baha, so fast that no one saw him when he moved. Even Akari had a hard time seeing what just happened. Then Darius made his sword disappear as he went to check on his friends. He was done with Baha. Taro, What is that fool Darius doing? Bahasud is still standing. What is he doing? June. Wait, uncle. Look. Then, to everyone's amazement, Bahasudi was crying as he stood motionless on the other side of the floor. He knew that he had already lost, and Darius had already killed him. It was the power it was a power Darius had to delay death at will, as only the one that was dead knew that they were dead. Then Bahasuri and his sword fell to the ground, and both disappeared as the war and Sudi's name were at last no more.